High-level players always seem to have the best gear and billions of gold in their bank, and for a good reason. It takes hundreds of hours to reach their levels, but once you reach them, you're not just handed the gold, you still have to earn it, but you can earn it extremely fast. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the best high-level moneymakers in the game. So whether you're a new player with dreams of one day having a huge total level, or a returning high-level player with an empty bank, today's video will put you on a path to making tons of GP. My name is Darnic and I've been playing this medieval clicking simulator for well over a decade now. And in that time I've gained some big boy stats and found some amazing ways to make tons of GP. So much in fact that I'm going to be giving some of it away. Hidden in today's video are some little pop-up birds. You need to count them all up and comment the number down below with your in-game name. And one lucky subscriber will get a jump start on their grind with 10 brand new bonds. With that being said, let's jump into method number 1. The first method we're going to be diving into is one of my favorites, the Holy Sepulcher. Not only does this give amazing GP, but the XP is the best in the game as well. But this content has some extremely high requirements. You'll need to have completed the Sins of the Father quest and have 92 agility to really make some serious GP here. And even with those high requirements out of the way, the Sepulcher can still be quite a challenge for most players. Floor 5 requires some tick-perfect movements to loot all the chests. But once you get it down, you're looking at pulling in over 3 million GP per hour and around 90,000 agility XP. Pretty insane for something that is honestly, in my opinion, some of the most fun content in the entire game. This second method is one that I've been grinding out recently and the GP is absolutely juicy. This method involves pickpocketing the Elves and Privdennis for their enhanced teleport seeds. These seeds are currently going for around 4 million GP per seed and you're expected to get around 1 per hour. But to obtain the 4 mil GP per hour, you're going to need some pretty big unlocks. As for the quest, you'll need to have completed Song of the Elves and a Kingdom Divided to use that Shadow Veil spell. Then with those quests knocked out, you're also going to need to have level 99 Thieving and the Rogue set. Although you can thieve the Elves at level 85, it's just extremely slow until at least level 90. But the Rogue's outfit is a must because it doubles any loot you receive. So those seeds that are 4 mil each, yeah, you're going to be getting 2 at a time. That's what makes this such an amazing money maker. This next method is the one that I use to build my bank up from nothing, and I highly recommend it to any new or mid-level players. That is killing the big undead money dragon, VORKATH. Now I have a whole video detailing exactly how to kill VORKATH and what you'll need. And if you meet all those requirements, you're looking at bringing in over 3.5 million GP per hour. The best thing about VORKATH is that you're not looking for any specific drop. All of the loot from VORKATH is alchemical, which means it's just straight GP to the bank. So you're always going to be getting that juicy 3.5 million GP per hour. This is the one method I'd recommend over all others for players to build their account into. Next up is an old school RuneScape classic. This moneymaker is the one that Chads have been doing for well over a decade, and it's still one of the best moneymakers in the game. That is killing the God Wars dungeon generals. You have 4 different god generals located in each section of the dungeon. General Gardor for Bandos, Kriara for Armadil, Commander Ziliana for Saradomin, and Krill Tuskaroth for Zamarok. Each general has minions that will fight alongside them. Take these bosses down and you can be rewarded with extremely expensive gear. Killing any of these bosses will net you over 3 million GP per hour, and if you're extremely efficient, quick, and have a little bit of luck on your side, you can make hundreds of millions of gold here extremely quickly. And it doesn't matter if you're solo or if you want to bring a group of friends. The God Wars dungeon is an amazing high-level moneymaker. Now this next method is for those of you who are a little bit on the spectrum, and I can say this because I count myself as someone who loves doing rune crafting for GP. Blood rune crafting is the next method on this list, and it's insane for the GP, but the requirements are pretty steep. You're looking at needing 93 agility, 77 rune crafting, Sins of the Father completed, and the Remnants of the Eye set. All of this is extremely high level level, but you're rewarded immensely for your hard work. This method tops out at around 3 million GP per hour with a hefty 45,000 runecrafting XP. It's an amazing moneymaker to use for a rebuild or to do something for some consistent GP. I'd recommend this to any high level player that's just returning to the game or for someone looking to get their runecrafting level up. Alright, enough with the skilling. We're going back to killing some monsters for some insane GP. This next monster on the list is the Alchemical Hydra. This Slayer boss is one of the best moneymakers in the game, but its requirements are pretty tough. You'll need 95 Slayer, a high range level, and Rigor unlocked to get the best rates. And with all the best gear, you can expect to get around 3.7 to 4 million GP per hour. The only real downside with this method is the fact that you have to be on a Slayer task to kill the boss. But if you're leveling Slayer while doing some Hydra tasks, you're going to be making some insane money on your journey. Highly recommend this to any players that are going for that juicy 99 Slayer cape. This next method is by far the best money in the game. This is what all the high level players do to make billions of gold, but it takes a team, max stats, and expensive gear to do. But if you can achieve all of that, then raiding is the best money in the game. We currently have 3 raids you can choose from in Oldschool Runescape: Chambers of Xeric, Theater of Blood, and the new Tombs of Amascut. I'd recommend hopping into the new Tombs of Amascut because the drops are absolutely insane right now. And you can learn via the entry mode and then slowly scale up as you get better at the raid and unlock better gear. But the other 2 raids are still amazing money makers. The Theater of Blood can clock in at over 16 million GP per hour, and the Chambers of Xeric has a chance to drop a 1.2 billion GP item, the Twisted Bow. So any of these raids will make you absolute bank. Highly recommend them once your combat stats and gear are up to par. Now, this next method is probably the most consistent GP per hour in the entire game. Although you could go extremely dry, you are still expected to make around 12 to 18 million GP per hour. This is done by killing the ancient terror Nex. Nex is the general for Zaros in the God Wars dungeon, and to unlock access to this boss, you must defeat all other God Wars dungeon generals and obtain the Frozen Key. Once you unlock Nex, you have the potential to make over 18 million GP per hour. This can be done with efficient duos to take down the boss extremely quickly. Now, that being said, it does require extremely high level gear and levels, but if you unlock Nex and you are able to take her down efficiently, you'll be a billionaire in no time. Okay, I hear you. Not everyone has friends to kill bosses all day long. So we're taking a break from the more team-oriented methods and going to one that you can only do solo, the Corrupted Gauntlet. This is called the rebuild method for a reason, because you cannot take any items or gear with you through this dangerous adventure. You'll need to craft and create your armor and weapons to take down the final boss of the Gauntlet. The requirements for this method are completion of the Song of the Elves quest and 90+ in all combat stats. And if you're successful, you have a chance at an enchanted weapon seed, currently going for over 180 million GP. Now, if you hit the drop rate for this item, you're looking at pulling in over 6 million GP per hour. Pretty insane for something you can do solo and completely free. And finally, the last method on our list, but probably the most famous, Zulrah the Money Snake. This infamous boss was the first to really set the scene on making tons of GP with PVM. Before this boss, the best consistent moneymaker was double mats at around 1.1 million GP per hour. But Zulrah changed everything, and it has withstood the test of time and can still bring players some insane GP. With just a high range level and magic level, you can make some serious money here. At max speeds with top tier gear, you are looking at pulling in over 2.5 million GP per hour. This is an amazing boss to start for you mid-level players out there looking to level up your bank. We covered some insane money-making methods in today's video. Now, which one do you plan to grind out for that next big upgrade? Comment below and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.